If you want to be strong in the mountains, your training has to match the demands of the mountains. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what will. I'm giving you 12 of my favorite strength training exercises that I program for all of my hikers that I work with all around the world, so you can implement these exact exercises into your training starting today. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do each exercise so the work you're doing in the gym actually shows up when you're out on the trail. If you're doing yoga, Pilates, and just endless cardio, or you're just one of those people who thinks hiking more is going to do it, those are not going to build the strength, stamina, and durability that the backcountry demands. But before we dive in, my name's James Appleton. I'm a coach, guide, and author, and I've worked with hikers worldwide, helping them get stronger for the trail so that what they're doing in the gym actually shows up when they arrive at the trailhead. And this is going to help you do exactly the same. So let's get into it, but click that like and subscribe button first, and now let's talk. So these are the 12 best exercises for hikers. We're going to start with the king, the barbell back squat. A squat is not just a leg exercise, it is a full body exercise. After all, the barbell is sitting on your back, so your entire upper back, your core, everything is working together in one movement, which is why the squat is the king. Train this heavy. Yes, make it heavy. Reps in the 5 to 10 rep range with weight that is really challenging you for 5 to 10 reps. Week after week, add a little bit of weight and watch your ability on the trail and just your general body strength drastically improve. So here's how to squat. Put the bar on your upper traps with your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to squat down and stand up. Your goal is to let the barbell go straight down and straight back up. A cue that I use with all of my clients is soda can core, feet in the floor. What do I mean by that? You want your core to be like a soda can. You know, before you've opened a can of soda, it's really hard and compact because of all the pressure around the can. But if you open the can, now you can just dent it. You want to picture your core being an unopened soda can that has the equal amount of pressure around, all of it from your front to your back to your side, soda can core, and then focus on just pushing your feet into the floor as hard as possible. That is going to make sure the right muscles are firing, and that's how you're going to lift the most amount of weight. So grab that bar, put the barbell on your back, squat down, stand up, don't overthink it. Keep your feet planted on the ground, focus on pushing your feet into the floor, and keep that core like a soda can, bottoms up. Improving your squat is going to improve everything, just like it did for my client Chris, who added over 40 pounds to his squat in just 6 weeks, and his knees never felt better out on the trail. Exercise number 2, the trap bar deadlift. This is going to build posterior chain strength, your glutes, your hamstrings, your back, and it's going to help you power your way up the mountain. It's going to power your hike, protect your lower back. The trap bar deadlift is the second best exercise for any hiker. Whether you are a 10-year-old kid or a 90-year-old man, I believe everybody should trap bar deadlift because everyone will benefit from it. Learning to trap bar deadlift has a very short learning curve because the movement is so normal. Your arms are at your side, you're bending over, you're picking something up off the ground. It just feels very natural. In the trap bar deadlift, you can train it heavy, you can have moderate weight for a ton of reps. It is a very versatile movement that just builds general full body strength. Building your hiking muscles, it's building your back, it's building your heart. Here's how to do it. There's 4 steps to the trap bar deadlift. Write this down. 1, squeeze the bar as hard as you can. 2, imagine you have tennis balls in your armpits and you're squeezing the tennis balls. That's going to get your entire back and your lats to fire while you're squeezing hard. Next, squeeze your glutes, okay? Get your butt, squeeze it tight. And the final cue is to push your feet through the floor. Just like with the squat before, it's all about the pressure on the floor. So I want you to reframe your perspective. Instead of imagining standing up with the weight, I want you to imagine you're squeezing hard on the bar, you're squeezing your back, you're squeezing your glutes, and you're pushing the floor away from you. That is going to get all the right muscles to fire. Exercise number 3, the loaded step-ups. put that backpack on, hold some dumbbells, find a box, find a bench, and just start stepping up onto it. There might not be a single better exercise that translates to climbing up a mountain than doing box step-ups. The box can be any, 15, 20 inches, somewhere in that ballpark. You don't need to overthink the box, but it should be more than a step because, when you're out on a hiking trail, you're not really doing little steps, little stairs, right? But ultimately, you want the bench to be, I guess, in that 20-inch range, 15 to 20 inch. That's a great spot. It's kind of mimicking what you'll find out on the trail. What I personally recommend you doing is make the backpack heavy, hold some dumbbells, and just do alternating steps, one after the other. That is really going to be very similar to what you're doing out on the hiking trail, and you're making it harder now in the gym to do these step-ups than it's going to be out on the trail, which is what's going to therefore translate to your ability out in the woods. Now, there's one nuance, one coaching tip I want you to implement when you are doing these step-ups. I want you to focus on putting as much force as you possibly can through that front foot. So as you step up onto the bench and you push up to step up, I want you to really focus on really pushing that foot into the floor. Remember, you noticed I said that with the squat, I said it with the deadlift, as much power as you possibly can through that front foot to step yourself up. When you start to do that, that's how you're going to generate horsepower out on the trail. That's how you're building your engine to be bigger. Bigger engine can output more, go faster, all these things. The box step up, fantastic exercise to improve your ability out on the trail. Exercise number 4, the rear foot elevated split squat. This is going to involve some balance. Your core is going to really come into play. And just like the loaded step up, this is another single leg exercise. It's very important for each of your legs to be strong individually because hiking requires both of them to be strong individually. So here's how to do the rear foot elevated split squat. Elevate one foot up on a bench and then just start squatting. And you may need to help yourself with balance. If you do, just grab a broomstick, hold it in one hand and just focus on putting all the pressure on that front leg and just use that broomstick just to help you balance if you start to tip. What I personally find the best thing to do is just focus on actually making the balancing part of the exercise because you're helping yourself with your core, your legs, everything balancing is going to overall help you. Do anywhere from, 6 to 15 reps. Like these all sorts of rep ranges are going to be very helpful for your pursuit of hiking. The rear foot elevated split squat. Perfect to do at home, perfect to do at a gym. And as a mountain athlete, you need some unilateral strength, both legs strong individually. This is a must. Exercise number 5, the Romanian deadlift, aka RDLs. This is going to target your hamstrings and your glutes, which again, they're going to be key for hiking, key muscles that we need when we're out on the trail. So here's how to do it. Grab some dumbbells, slightly bend your knees, and I want you to push your hips back, imagining that you're pushing a drawer in that's opened on a dresser. The drawer is going to stay right there. I want you to imagine that's what you're pushing in with your butt. That's how you're hinging back. And your weights, you're going to lower the weights along your shin, keeping them close to your body. And then when you get to the bottom, right after you feel your hamstrings start to stretch, those muscles in the back of your legs, you're going to feel that stretch. I want you to just slightly pause, and then I want you to squeeze those hamstrings and squeeze your glutes, not your back, your glutes, and let that stand you back up, and then squeeze it at the top. Do it again. Now, this is the type of exercise I don't think you need to load up too heavy. I encourage you to go more moderate to heavy with weight. Do reps in the 8 to even 15 rep range with this because as hikers, we need some muscular endurance as well. And this is a perfect exercise to do that. Remember, go slow, go controlled with this exercise. This isn't a power exercise like the trap bar deadlift or the squat. This is a more finesse exercise. Slow and controlled, squeeze those muscles, feel the muscles doing the work. And I'm telling you, you are going to notice an improvement in your ability when you're out there, when those glutes are firing. Plus, you'll also probably look better in those jeans that you got at home too. It's always a win-win, right? Exercise number 6, the reverse lunge. This is like a squat hinge kind of combo. And it's going to build very specific coordination for when you're out hiking. You're going to improve your balance, your endurance of your legs. And again, it's a single leg movement because we need both of those legs strong. Grab some dumbbells, put your backpack on, and start lunging. One of the reasons I really like this is because it teaches you to be controlled, especially when you're tired and you're fatigued, just like those last few miles of that long hike as you're trying to get back to the trailhead, but you still got to climb over things, comes in handy. So we've talked a lot about lower body exercise exercises, but hiking is a full body pursuit. And I don't want just your legs to be strong out there. I want your entire freaking body to be strong out there. Also because life extends beyond the hiking trail. So let's have a strong upper body too. Exercise number 7, the bench press. Yup, hikers, we're going to bench press too. Upper body strength is just as important, and it matters because a strong body is a strong body. Strong shoulders, strong back, strong arms. The bench press is going to help get our upper body strong as well. Another reason hikers need a strong chest, which a bench press is going to help, is when you're coming down the mountain and you're putting all your pressure onto your trekking poles as you come down a mountain. Those exact muscles are what are doing the work. So let's make sure they're strong too. Whether you use a barbell or dumbbells doesn't make a difference. You just got to make sure you're training this heavy. Yes, I want the reps that you're doing here to be in the 5 to 10 rep range. This is your real strength rep range, okay? Week after week, progress it the same way you do the squat. Try to do another rep, add a little bit more weight, and week after week, just improve this exercise. Here's how you do it. Lay down on the bench with your shoulders pinned back and your upper back up like that on the bench. You want to really be in a position where you can press off of it. You know, you're laying down on a bench to do a bench press. This isn't like laying on the couch to watch some crappy television show. Be there like you mean it. Focus on really pushing your upper back into the bench and then press that weight up. It's going to massively improve your body's durability and strength. Plus, who doesn't want a stronger bench press? So do not skip your upper body work. Becoming mountain ready means that everything is strong. Now that we just trained the front of you, we also got to train the back. Exercise number 8, the chest supported dumbbell row. This is my absolute favorite back exercise. Back strength is necessary. Where does your backpack go? So we got to get that upper back strong too. And the chest supported dumbbell row is perfect. Here's how to do it. Lay down on a bench. In particular, I like the incline bench. Dumbbells on the floor. Grab the dumbbells and imagine pulling them back with your elbows. So hold the dumbbells. Let your elbows be what drives the movement, and you're going to find your back is going to fire. That exact movement of the row is the same movement that happens as you're using trekking poles to get yourself to go up the mountain. So often people do these rows and they just focus on squeezing the dumbbells, and then they find their arms doing a lot of the work. I want you to change that in your brain and let your elbows be what is pulling the weight, and then you're going to find your lats fire by doing that. You're going to build your lats, you're going to build your upper back, all necessary for a nice, strong hiking body. Do them nice and controlled. Pause at the top, squeeze your muscles, and slowly release. Train these heavy. Yes, heavy, 5 to 10 reps, even up to 12 reps. This exercise in particular, we want to build strength, so build it. And if you got bad shoulders, I'm willing to bet this is going to help improve your shoulders. Speaking of shoulders, exercise number 9, the standing shoulder press. I want you to grab some dumbbells, or you could go in the squat rack and grab a barbell, but I want you doing a standing overhead press, also known as a standing military press, a standing shoulder press. Doesn't matter. They're the same things. I want you standing up, pushing heavy weight over your head. Why do I like the standing version more than the sitting? Because it's keeping your core strong too, and your core is having to work as well as your shoulders. So everything's working together, which again, when you're out hiking, you're going to need things working together. You can use barbells, you can use dumbbells. Personally, I really like the barbell overhead press. I think that's the most bang for your buck, but ultimately push something heavy over your head. So as you're doing the standing shoulder press, brace the core the same way I talked about with the squat, with that soda can core with pressure all around. Keep your glutes tight. Don't arch crazy in your back. Just focus on keeping that core braced and push. Exercise number 10, and maybe my absolute favorite exercise and what I call the secret sauce for helping people get stronger for hiking, the weighted carry, farmer carry, sandbag carry, they're all fantastic. Pick up something heavy and walk with it. You're going to have to brace your core. It's going to be awkward and uncomfortable. You're going to test your grip. You're going to test your ability to move with something heavy attached to you or on your shoulder or holding you. Ultimately, pick up something heavy and walk with it. I love the farmer carry. I do it with dumbbells. I do it with a trap bar. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it is going to be really impactful for your long distance hiking. What I like to have my clients do is pick a distance that they're going to carry it for, and they walk as far as they can, rest as needed, Personally, I think a very good thing to shoot for is, can you carry your body weight for a total of half a mile? It's going to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. Rest as needed. Put the weight down as you need, but that's a great workout if you don't want to have to think. You want to just pick up something heavy and carry it for half a mile. It's going to build grit as much as it builds total body strength. And speaking of that core, exercise number 11 is dedicated exactly to the core. Planks. I think they're the best core exercise that exists because it forces your core to do what it's supposed to do, which is to just stabilize. A strong core is going to protect your back. It's going to help you carry the backpack all day long. It is a must-have for being a human being, let alone someone who likes to put a heavy backpack on and walk a lot of miles through the woods, right? You can do planks from your elbows. You can do planks from your hands in a push-up position. It's all going to train you in a similar way, just slight variations. You can do side planks, but they're all helpful. Do all of them. But here's the big coaching cue I want you to recognize and to do when you do planks. You need to brace your core properly. Too many times people just arch their lower back when they get in this plank position thinking it's helping and it's easier because it is easier. But no, that's not training the right muscles. I want you to brace your core just like that soda can cue from before. So when you do get into the plank position, I want you to imagine bringing your belly button just ever so slightly up towards your chest. And you'll notice once you do that little pelvic tilt, almost as if you're about to get punched in the stomach, your entire core is braced. Hold that. That's what you're there to hold, and hold that for the duration of the entire plank. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core, squeeze everything at that point. And a weak core is going to show up in life. It's definitely going to show up in the mountains. Planks are going to help you improve that. And exercise number 12, the burpee. Everybody hates them, me too, but man, are they effective for so many reasons. Nothing really builds athleticism better than the burpee because you're going from standing to laying down to standing again. Another reason I love the burpee is they're so modifiable based on what you can do. I define the actual burpee as going from standing down into a push-up position, do the push-up, jump back up, and then jump in the air. That's what I call the standard burpee, but you can do so many variations of it. Let's say the jump hurts at the end, hurts your knees. You can't do the jump. Don't do the jump. Let's say you can't do the push-up. Don't do the push-up. Let's say you can't even jump back when you get down into the push-up position. No problem. Just go from standing to the ground to standing again. It's going to do what it needs to do. My client Dave, 62 years old, now backpacking on the AT and living his best life, swears by what burpees have done for him because he didn't realize he lost the ability to quickly get down on the floor and get back up. You don't realize it until you can't do it anymore. So it's something not to be taken for granted. And burpees, despite them sucking and being hard, completely changed his ability as just a human being in life. He loves the longevity it's helped him build, even though the exercise itself kind of sucks, right? No one really likes to do a burpee, but man, are they effective. They're going to build explosiveness, they're going to build athleticism, and they're just going to help your body move better. They're hard for a reason. Do not sleep on burpees. Plus, they require no equipment. You can do them anywhere. And if you're looking for a simple workout to do from your hotel room, put on a timer, do 100 burpees, and then be done. Those are my 12 favorite exercises to program for people who want to climb mountains better. And here are some honorable mentions to throw into the mix. There's the devil's press, mountain climbers, skater jumps, squat jumps, jump lunges, and the age-old push-up. These are all great movements for metabolic conditioning, for agility and athleticism, and just helping your joints become more resilient, your muscles become more resilient, build power. These are all things that are going to help you out in the woods. Do not neglect them. You could build 18 different training programs based on the information in this video. Train hard now so when you get out on the trail, the hike becomes a lot easier. Now, if this video helped you, but you'd rather follow a proven program than have to figure it out on your own, then it's time to work with me. And there's two different ways you can do that. Whether it's my 6-week group coaching program called Great Range Athlete, or if you want to work with me personally in my one-on-one coaching program, Seek to Do More. Either way, we will train you to build a strong, trail-ready body and become a more disciplined and confident version of yourself in every area of life. Book a call with me at the link below. We'll figure out which coaching program is right for you and your goals, and we'll get you on the path to becoming the strongest hiker you can be and the strongest person you can be in your everyday life. Now go train and lift heavy so you can hike hard. I'll see you in the next video.